Welcome to OSM. Peace be with you. This is Father John with a physical and spiritual update, and it is uplifting to know how well things have been going in the most recent weeks. I've had the opportunity to complete treatment number 8 on Wednesday the 6th, and here I am Saturday morning speaking to you, and I feel great. I attribute it a lot to being able to get out and exercise at the beginning of the week. I rode my bike on Saturday and Sunday. I've been walking on the treadmill. So going into this treatment, I think psychologically and physically I was much more ready for the treatment. And also anyone who knows, when you get out in the sun a little bit, it makes you feel better. So far the side effects have been minimal to this point. I'm sure they're going to pick up as the week goes on. But I feel really good. And the Lenten season helps me a lot too. Just being able to teach and preach and minister and walk through that Lenten journey of prayer, fasting, and almsgiving. I think that has really given me physically the boost that I need to have. What I want to share with you just a little bit is an update on the CEA numbers. Those are the cancer markers that we've been following. Back on November, they were at 550. The last time we took the measurements, in February 21st, the numbers were 209, and this time, right before treatment number 8, so this would be reflecting after treatment number 7, the numbers are all down to 73.8, as you can see right here on the scale, and that was a drop of 136 points, and I was pretty ecstatic about that. So that doesn't even reveal treatment number 8 that I have completed, and I also have treatment number 9 coming prior to the scan, which is scheduled for MRI, is scheduled for March 26th. So all of this is going to happen before we enter into Easter. So I'm really excited to have these test results done before we begin the tritium. And I really believe and trust that they're going to be excellent, and we're going to be on our way to the next step of whatever that will be with the chemotherapy. So it's an upbeat update, and I'm praying that it'll continue to be that way so that I can be strong for you and in my ministry. Through your Son, you taught us, Father, not to be fearful of tomorrow, but to commit our lives to your care. Do not withhold your Spirit from us, but help us find a life of peace after these days of trouble. It's a simple prayer, but it's a true prayer of those who are intimately walking with Christ. Calling out to the Father is what Jesus teaches us to do. And the prayer tells us to call out to the Father, not for us to be afraid of tomorrow. When we lose the opportunity to take step by step with Christ under the cross, lifting up our heads to the hill that is before us, allows us to miss the gift of sharing in the suffering, being intimate with Christ, being close to him who tells me, come to you who are labored and my burden is light. But we go on to ask the Father to help us to commit our lives to his care. And that is the divine providence that all of us need to really focus on. My last update, I shared with you that God has a perfect plan for every soul. And so if we put our hands in the hands of the Father's care, that means that we are seeking not a way around the cross, but through the cross, the real will that he has for us, the purpose of our journey. When we put ourselves in the care of the Father, as Jesus did as he was walking to Calvary, we too will receive those 3 important helps on the way. But we must recognize them and look for them. and see them as the solace of his care for us. The Blessed Virgin Mary, she comes to Jesus as his mother. But in this time too, for us, when we are afraid of what tomorrow will bring, she is our mother. She comforts us with the love that she had for her Son. She comforts us with the hope that we know the glory that will follow. And she comforts us as a mother's love that brings solace to our pain. And then, of course, we know Simon comes to help Jesus carry the cross. This is another way the Father cares for us. When we are suffering, or when we become fearful, and we lose our vision of God's love through illusion of our mortal being, he will send us those who are strong to help us carry that cross. They will be the ones that will show up in the times that you expect it least. The insequential meetings of people, a coincidence beyond our imagination. Pray for those people. Thank those people. Allow those people to take the edge off that suffering. And finally, the Father cares for us as he sent Veronica to wipe the face of Jesus. These are the intimate friends for which we have, who love us beyond understanding. Easy to walk away from us since the times aren't good. But they stay and continue to wipe our face. Wipe our face so that we remember who we are. They allow us to look into their eyes knowing that even though we're weak and we're suffering, they love us the same. And they see us who we are. That soul that God has a perfect plan for. That soul that maybe be fearing tomorrow, but should just really be at peace in the day at hand. And finally, the prayer reminds us that to give us a life of peace after the days of trouble. Peace is the fullness of life in union with God. And the days of trouble divorce us from his presence. When we try to take on our mortal suffering as a coming of an end instead of one more step towards the new life that he promises in the resurrection. After these days of trouble, when he heals us and we can walk freely again, we will have peace. Or when he draws us closer to himself, we continue suffering, the peace will come when he calls us to the gift of the resurrection, for which you and I are longing for every day. So fear not tomorrow. The Father will take care, and he will bring us peace after these times of trouble.